At exactly 7:12 p.m. on a warm summer evening, a young woman named Emily Carter stepped into a small suburban grocery store just outside Denver. The security footage shows her walking through the glass doors, adjusting her hair, and pushing a cart toward the produce aisle. For the next few minutes, everything looks normal. She browses, checks prices, even smiles at a child passing by. But then, almost suddenly, something strange happens. Emily turns her head sharply, as if she hears someone call her name, abandons her cart in the middle of the aisle, and walks toward the back exit of the store. And after that moment, she is simply never seen again. No one noticed her leave. No one reported anything unusual. And the security camera at the back door, which should have captured her last steps, was mysteriously offline for exactly 9 minutes, the same 9 minutes in which she vanished. Her phone was found hours later on a park bench 3 miles away, with no fingerprints except her own. To this day, no one can explain how a normal grocery trip turned into one of the strangest disappearances the town has ever witnessed. Emily Carter wasn't a celebrity, a criminal, or someone living a dangerous life. She was a 26-year-old nursing student, known by friends as quiet, responsible, and always on time. She lived with a roommate, worked part-time at a clinic, and had no history of running away or mental health issues. On that day, she had sent her roommate a text about what to cook for dinner, and even added a smiley face, nothing indicating fear, stress, or urgency. The grocery store was in a safe neighborhood, a place where families shopped and kids rode bicycles outside. Yet Emily's disappearance turned that peaceful environment upside down. Police initially believed she may have left voluntarily, until her abandoned car, her untouched bank account, and her missing backpack suggested something far more troubling. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered that Emily's last week had been filled with unusual signs, small enough to ignore at the time, but chilling when viewed together. Strange calls from unknown numbers, a feeling that someone was following her, and a message she scribbled in her notebook the night before she vanished. It read only 3 words: "It's starting again." In the hours leading up to her disappearance, Emily's day seemed completely ordinary. She woke up early, attended her morning clinical rotation, and even chatted with her classmates about an upcoming exam. Her instructor later said she was focused and completely herself, showing no signs of distress. After class, she stopped by her apartment to change clothes and left again around 6:40 p.m., with her grocery list folded neatly in her pocket. Cell tower data shows that she drove directly to the grocery store with no unusual detours, and witnesses who saw her in the parking lot remembered nothing out of the ordinary. But investigators later noticed one detail in the footage: a dark-colored SUV parked to rows behind her car, headlights off, engine running. It stayed there the entire time she was inside the store, and pulled out just 30 seconds after she exited through the back corridor. Inside the grocery store, Emily moved calmly from aisle to aisle. Detectives carefully reviewed every second of the footage, analyzing her body language. She didn't appear scared, rushed, or upset. She wasn't looking over her shoulder or checking her phone excessively. But at 7:19 p.m., something shifted. Emily paused near the dairy section, stared toward the end of the aisle, and tilted her head almost as if listening. Her hand tightened on the cart handle. Her expression changed, and without hesitation, she walked away, leaving the cart behind. What she saw or heard at that moment remains a complete mystery. There was no one visibly near her. No employee approached her. No one called out her name on camera. Yet for some reason, she took the narrow staff corridor toward the back exit, a path regular customers never used. When police investigated the back hallway, they found nothing unusual, just a door leading to the loading dock. But the camera positioned above it, which had worked perfectly for years, showed a black screen during the exact window Emily passed through. The store's ID logs revealed that the camera was manually disabled at 7:18 p.m. and restored at 7:27 p.m. 9 minutes. The same 9 minutes during which Emily disappeared. Even stranger, there was no sign the back door had been forced open or tampered with, and motion sensors detected no sudden activity. It was as if Emily stepped into the hallway and simply ceased to exist. Investigators expanded the timeline using nearby surveillance cameras, but none captured Emily outside the store. The only unusual activity was the dark SUV leaving the parking lot. Still, without a clear angle showing Emily entering that vehicle or any vehicle, the theory remained unconfirmed. Meanwhile, officers spoke to employees working that shift. Only one person reported anything odd: a stockroom worker who heard a metallic clang near the loading dock at around 7:20 p.m., followed by what he described as soft footsteps moving quickly across the floor. He assumed it was a co-worker. Later, he admitted the footsteps sounded too light and too fast to belong to an adult. The next major development came when Emily's phone was found. A jogger spotted it on a park bench 3 miles away. The phone had been wiped clean of recent activity: no calls, no messages, no GPS history, yet the battery had died only minutes before it was discovered. For this to happen, someone would have had to unlock the device. But according to her roommate, Emily didn't share her passcode with anyone. The police recovered partial location data fragments showing that the phone had moved through several neighborhoods after Emily vanished. But the pattern was erratic, as if it was turned on and off repeatedly to avoid tracking. Even more disturbing, the phone connected briefly to a Wi-Fi network near an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. When officers checked the location, they found nothing inside except dust footprints, one set matching Emily's shoe size. As the investigation continued, inconsistencies began to emerge. A neighbor claimed she had seen Emily speaking to someone inside a car earlier that week. A co-worker recalled Emily mentioning that she felt uncomfortable walking alone at night, though she didn't specify why. And then there was the strange note in her notebook, it as starting again, written shakily, as if she was scared or rushing. Investigators wondered if she had experienced something similar in the past, perhaps something she never shared with friends or family. Her roommate mentioned that in the month before her disappearance, Emily had been locking her bedroom door even when she was home alone. At the time, it seemed harmless. Now, it felt like a warning everyone had missed. Despite hundreds of interviews, dozens of leads, and surveillance pulled from every business nearby, nothing connected clearly enough to explain the moment inside the store, the moment she looked up, heard something no one else heard, and walked into a hallway she should never have entered. The mystery deepened with every step the investigators took, and by the end of the first week, it became clear that this was no ordinary missing person case. It was something far more complicated, something carefully orchestrated, and something that may have started long before Emily Carter walked into that grocery store. Despite weeks of searching and countless theories, Emily Carter's disappearance remains a question suspended in time, an unfinished chapter that haunts everyone who has ever looked into her case. Investigators eventually closed the active search, but they never declared it solved. Her family still leaves the porch light on every night, hoping she might walk through the door. The grocery store replaced a broken camera, but employees say that for months afterward, they felt uneasy walking down that back corridor alone. Every lead, every clue, every strange detail circles back to the same moment, the instant Emily turned towards something only she could see or hear, and stepped into a hallway that should have led outside but instead led nowhere. The dark SUV, the wiped phone, the footprints in the warehouse, the note in her notebook. Each piece feels like part of a puzzle that doesn't quite fit together, as if someone deliberately changed the picture while everyone was looking. And so the case lingers, wrapped in silence and unanswered questions. What made her leave so suddenly? Who, if anyone, was watching her? Did she sense something that others missed? Or was she already caught in a situation she never understood? These questions continue to echo through online discussions and cold case forums, each person offering their own interpretation of the fragments left behind. But the truth, whatever it is, remains hidden in those missing 9 minutes. Maybe someone out there knows more than they have admitted. Maybe a forgotten piece of evidence will resurface. Or maybe the answer is still waiting in the shadows of that grocery store corridor. Until then, all we can do is wonder, what really happened to Emily Carter that night? And more importantly, will we ever know?